Criminal Justice is not responsible for your PC and or game files. Always mod at your own risk. I also recommend backing up your game files before following this tutorial. Thank you and enjoy the show. What's going on, guys? Criminal Justice here, and today I'm bringing you another GTA 5 modding tutorial. Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to install real California architecture, Forest of San Andreas, city lights, and LA roads. Now, these, in my opinion, are 4 must-have mods for your game. There is a few requirements that we're going to have to download. I will leave all the links in the description below. Go ahead and click that first link down there, guys. It's going to bring you to this page right here. This is going to be your Heap Adjuster, okay? Now, you're going to need this for these mods and for future mods. If you install any kind of DLCs, you will need the Heap Adjuster for that, okay? So what you want to do, guys, is scroll down here and just click download the file here and put it somewhere where you know how to get to it. Next up is going to be our pack file limit adjuster 1.1. Now, these mods are outdated, but they do still work and they will make it. Now, if you run these mods without these 3 mods, your game might or might not crash. But I'm going ahead and showing you guys how to install these so that you have it for future reference, okay? In case you install any kind of DLC car packs or anything like that, okay? So, with that being said, go ahead and click download the file right here. Again, put it somewhere where you know how to get to it. Next up is going to be our Gameconfig for 2545, which is the version of GTA 5 we are currently on. Alright, let's scroll down. As you guys can see, it says for limitless vehicles. Alright, click download the file here. Next up is going to be our real California architecture. Now, this changes the map, a lot of it. It changes the Vinewood sign to Hollywood, as you can see right there. It changes some of the signs, some of the road signs. It changes the Yacht Harbor Sport Fishing Boat to Cafe. Changes it to Santa Monica. And I'll show you guys the step. I remember where everything is. I'll show you it to you in game, okay? And if you want to, guys, you can always scroll through here and look at these screenshots here to show you there's Capitol records right there. It's pretty cool. But what you want to do, guys, this can be a bit of a tricky download. So you want to scroll all the way down until you get to this right here and click the download. And then once you get to this page, scroll down and click free download. Now, if that page pops up or any other page, just close out of it and click free download again. And then you just want to click download file right here where this green tab is, okay? Now, if you click this, okay, and something else pops up, close out of it again and click download the file, okay? And it's going to start downloading right here now. It will take a minute to download. I'm going to close out of mine because I don't need it. It will take a minute to download, so let's close out of that one. Next up is going to be our Forest of San Andreas. Alright, this is really cool. It adds a lot of beautiful trees to the Sandy Shores and Blaine County area, which is it's really awesome. I'll show you all this in game. It's really amazing. Go ahead and click download the file right here. Moving on to the very next one is going to be our city lights. This is going to transform some of the highways as well, like going towards Blaine County, Sonora Freeway. It changes a lot of that. As you guys can see right here, it puts these lights down through the cities, and it turns out beautifully. It's so beautiful. But that's what it looks like right there. So go ahead and click download the file here, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. Let me go back to that real quick. That last one was LA roads. That was the one that I really needed to have. Let me pull up my notepad here so I can get that back out. 1 second, guys. My video links, LA roads. These are the links that you guys are going to have to copy from. Minimize that. Go back to my browser. And let me just put that in up there. 1 second, guys. I'm having issues today. I don't know why. Alright, so next up is going to be LA Roads plus LA Roads patch 1.0. Alright, this is the same as the last download for Real California Architecture that we did. You just want to, and if you look right here, I'll tell you right here, Real California Architecture, you can click that and go back to it if you need to. Scroll down, all the way down again, you want to click download right here. Again, click the free download. If the window pops up, close out of it and click free download again. Then just scroll down and click download the file. Now this one's going to take a bit to download, as you can see. It takes almost 15 minutes. I'm going to go and close out of mine. Once you guys get everything downloaded, okay, and it should be all on your desktop. It's where I recommend you put it at, right here on your desktop. We are going to need our Grand Theft Auto 5 main directory. All right, so let's pull that up. You're going to access that by going to your File Explorer. You want to go to this PC and then select the hard drive in which you installed your GT 5 on, okay? I'm going to select mine. After that, you're going to do Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, and then your Grand Theft Auto 5 right here, okay? That's the one you want to install it into. Let me get mine pulled up in my File Explorer here. All right. And we're going to minimize that now, and we're also going to need OpenIV. If you do not have OpenIV, I will take you to a tutorial showing you how to install that, okay? I'll link it here in the video. Just look for it in the right-hand corner of the screen. You want Windows for Grand Theft Auto 5. All right, you're also going to need a mods folder. That video that I'm linking for you will show you how to install OpenIV and how to create your mods folder and get all of your patch days. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. I got to do something on Steam. Let me get out of that. I don't want those notifications popping up. Now, what we need to do here, now you need to be in edit mode. Keep in mind you need to be in edit mode. So make sure that your edit mode is turned on. It's highlighted in blue. Now, if you want your OpenIV to be in edit mode at all times, you go over here to Tools, go to Options, go to General tab, and then if your default work mode is set on Read Only, change that from Read Only to Edit, and then click Close. All right, and then from here on out, when you open up your OpenIV, you will automatically be in edit mode. All right, so let's get into this installation. All right, so let's minimize our OpenIV, and let's go up here to our main directory. Okay, now at this point, you should be in Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay. Now, inside of here, you should have a mods folder. Like I said, if you don't, that video will show you how to make one, okay? For those who are ready to go ahead and click on Mods, Update, Time 64, and then you want the DLC packs, okay? Now, we're just going to minimize this again. Keep it here, but we're going to minimize it. Open up your let's open up your OpenIV. And in your OpenIV, you want to follow this exact pathway. We want to go to Mods, Update, Update.rpf, Common, and Data, okay? Now, if you scroll down in here, you're going to see two things that we're going to be using. We're going to be using this DLC list.xml, and we're going to be using this gameconfig.xml, okay? All right, so with that being said, once you're here in this pathway, and once you get this pathway, I highly recommend going to Favorites, click Add to Favorites, and click Add. As you guys can see in my favorites, I already have it. Oh, actually, I didn't save it. Add to favorites, add. Right there it is. Now, in my favorites, I have it now. So if I want to go like this, for example, I'm going to close my archives. And if I need to go back to that pathway, I go to favorites, click on that. It takes me right back to that pathway, okay? So right now, guys, in your OpenIV, you should be in Mods, Update, Update.rpf, Common, and Data, all right? And we should be scroll down to the gameconfig.xml. Up here in your WinRARs, guys, open up your GTA 5 Gameconfig WinRAR, okay? And then you want to click on the one that says GTA Config V27 for version 102545. Open that up. And then you want to click on For More Mods. Double click that. And you want the stock traffic. Never pick any of this, guys, because it will just fill your game full of traffic and pads, and it's overwhelming, okay? So right here, guys, click on stock traffic, and this game config right here, that's what you need. You need to grab this, pull it into your OpenIV. Again, make sure you're in edit mode. Pull it in your OpenIV right next to that gameconfig.xml. Drop it in. Your game config is installed, okay? Now we can close out of that, and we can get rid of that shortcut. And let's go ahead and go... Let's stay in this pathway in OpenIV and just minimize our OpenIV and pull up our main directory again. Now, in our main directory, we need to go back to our main game directory. So that means we need to go back, and at this point, you should be in Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5, okay? Now, let's open up our pack file limit adjuster, okay? Open up that WinRAR and pull this over. And you want to highlight everything in this file and hold down your control key and deselect the README. We do not need that README, okay? You want the pack file limit adjuster.ini and the pack file limit adjuster.asi. Grab those two files, pull them in your main directory like this, and just simply drop them in. Okay, once you got it, refresh your directory, close out of that, and get rid of that shortcut. All right, next up is going to be our Heap Adjuster. Open that up. Grab the Heap Adjuster.asi, pull it in your main directory, and drop it in. Okay, refresh it. Now you only need the Heap Adjuster.asi. If your file comes with the Heap Adjuster ASI and an INI, the only one you need is the ASI. That's the only one you need. Okay. So once you got that in, close out of that, and delete that shortcut. Now, in your main directory, this time we need to go back to our mods folder. Go to update, times64, and then DLC packs. All right. Now let's open up our RCA, which is our Real California Architecture WinRAR. And before we go any further here, notice we got a little folder right here. This is RCA. That is our DLC. If you double click that, you'll see it says DLC.rpf. We do not want to drop that. Do not drop the DLC.rpf. You want to go back. All right. And then you want to double click on the installation text right here. And there's a line in here that we need to copy, which is right here, guys. I'm in this area right here, which is installation, okay? What you want to do is copy this line from end to end, off, like literally from end to end. You don't want to go out any further than that. You don't want to go out here. You don't want to go like this. You want to grab it from end to end, just like that. Once you've got it, right click and copy it, okay? And then close out of that. Now, we want to grab this Real California Architecture folder right here, the RCA, and you want to pull it into your main directory. Now, at this point, you should be in Grand Theft Auto 5 mods, update, times64, DLC packs. That's where you should be at in your pathway, okay? Like I always say, guys, your pathway is your lifeline. Pull that RCA into here, and do not highlight nothing, okay? Make sure nothing's highlighted. Pull this over to this little... a nice little buffer zone, quote unquote, right here, and drop it in. All right, this is now going to install, and it may take a minute for your computer. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it doesn't. Now, once you got it, go ahead and click refresh, and then just minimize your main directory and open up your OpenIV. Remember, we stayed in that pathway: mods, update, update.rpf, common, and data. Okay, if you're not there, you need to go to your favorites and click the data and update RPFs to get back here, okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to scroll down in here, and we want to click on the DLC list.xml. We want to highlight it, and we want to right-click and click Edit, okay? Now, scroll all the way down and put your cursor on the last item line, just like that, the way you see mine, okay? Then push Enter on the keyboard one time. And this time you want to hit left control V. V as in Victor, okay? Left control V to paste that line in there that we just copied, okay? This is what they call coding, guys. Just a little bit of coding. Go ahead and click save. All right. And we can now minimize our OpenIV again. We can close out of our Real California Architecture, and we can throw it into our recycle bin. We are done with that. All right. Next up is Forest of San Andreas. Let's open that up. And we want, now there's two files here, one for the uninstaller and one for the installer. You want the one that says Forest of San Andreas revised 3.1.oiv, okay? You want to grab that, pull it out to your main directory, and drop it just like that, okay? Make sure you're getting this one. Don't get the uninstaller, because if you're getting the uninstaller and you're doing it, then you're coming back saying, well, it's not working, then that's why. Pay attention to what I'm saying. It's simple instructions, folks. Simple instructions. Once you get that, close out of this, and let me look at something real quick before I go any further. Okay, yeah, that's it. So close out of it, guys, and get rid of that shortcut. All right. Next up, let's go ahead, and we will install this Forest of San Andreas in just a minute. Go ahead and open up your City of Lights, okay? Double click on the folder, and you want the OIV installer right here, okay? Open it up. You want to click on LED lights, medium LOD. You want the medium LOD. All right, grab this citylights.oiv, pull it out to your desktop, and drop it just like that, okay? Close out of that and get rid of that shortcut, okay? LA Roads, let's open that up. Now, there is no line that comes with this to copy, so we're going to have to make our own line, okay? So let's pull up our OpenIV. Actually, let's pull up our main directory. And in your main directory, okay, in your main directory, you should be in the pathway Grand Theft Auto 5 mods, update, Time64 DLC packs. This is where you should be in your main directory, okay? So what we want to do, see how that says DLC.rpf? That's how you always know it goes into a DLC pack, okay? But do not install this. Go back to where it says LA Roads. Grab this LA_Roads right here, pull it into your main directory in your DLC packs, and drop it in, okay? Now this one might take a minute to install, as it's a big file, LA Roads is a big file, and so is Real California Architecture. These are all big files, but I wish they would do them all OIV. That would be absolutely amazing. If everything was like, if a majority of these mods were OIV, it would be so much easier to install them. And like I said, once you get to this point right here, it might take a minute to get it to install. There it goes. There she blows. Alright, you're going to see the highlight down here. Once you see that, go ahead and refresh. Alright, and then we are going to minimize our directory, okay? And then in our OpenIV, you should still be in mods, update.rpf, comment, and data, okay? That's where you should be at. Alright, we're going to scroll back down to that DLC list.xml. We're going to highlight it, and we're going to right click and click edit, okay? Now we're going to scroll down, all right? And on the last item line, which was our Real California Architecture, okay? You want to copy that entire line. Just highlight that entire line, just like that, from end to end. Right click and then click copy, okay? And then put your cursor on the end of that last item line, just the way you see mine, okay? Then click enter one time and hit left control V. V is in Victor again. Okay. Now you should have two of the same line right now. Okay. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up here to our WinRAR where our LA Roads are, and we're going to just click that until it highlights just like that. Once you got it highlighted, right click and click copy. Okay. Then go back into your DLC list.xml on that last item line and highlight that RCA only. Just the RCA. Now the one above it's probably going to turn orange. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Once you've got that RCA highlighted, okay, hit left control V and it will paste that LA Roads in, okay? So make sure your item line looks just like mine, okay? It cannot be missed in these quotes. It cannot be missed in the forward slashes. If one little piece of this code is missing, it will not work properly, okay? So once you've got it in there, go ahead and click save, all right? We can now close out of our LA Roads and get rid of that shortcut. Now, let's go back over to our OpenIV, and we want to go to File and click Close All Archives, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so once you have installed, once we've closed all our archives right here in our OpenIV, what you want to do next is make sure you are in edit mode still, okay? Make sure you're in edit mode. And then you want to go to these three little Tetris looking things, like Chris Vroman says, the little three dots right there, and click on it. And you want to go underneath where it says this PC and click on desktop. This is where your OIV files are going to be. All right, first one we're going to install is Forest of San Andreas. Go ahead and double click it. Click on install. And then always select the mods folder. Never ever select that game folder. Always select your mods folder, okay? Click confirm installation. And it might take just a minute here to install it. There it is. If you got installation succeeded, go ahead and click close. If you did not, you need to back up and see what you did wrong, okay? But if you're following the step for step, you should have no issues at all. Zero issues. Close out. And then we can go ahead and take this Forest of San Andreas OIV file on our desktop, and we can throw it into our recycle bin. Next up, we're going to do the same thing with City of Lights, okay? Go back over to our OpenIV and click on those three little Tetris boxes right there. You want to click on desktop underneath where it says this PC, click on desktop and double click the citylights.oiv, okay? Click install. Again, always select the mods folder. You want the mods folder, okay? And then click confirm installation. And it's going to take just a minute to install that. There it is. Installation succeeded. Go ahead and close out. Now, there is one thing that I did notice with installing the City Lights mod. I don't know. I think maybe the coder himself, the creator himself, might have messed up on this part. But here's what we need to do. That pathway that I told you guys to save. Go to your favorites, go to data and update.rpf. If you do not save this pathway, then shame on you. You should have saved it. I told you to save it. Right here's your pathway if you need it. I'm not going to keep repeating the pathway, okay? That's the pathway you need to be in right there up top, okay? Now, once you're here, you want to scroll down and you want to highlight that DLC list.xml, right click and click edit. You want to scroll down. Now, if you guys have noticed, if you can see that our city lights line is out of place. Now, it has something to do with the creator. He just didn't do it right. I don't know why. You want to take your cursor and go over to the beginning of that last item line, just like that, okay? And you want to hit your space bar just like that until it's perfectly lined up. See that? So if it's over there, you need to line it up just like I've got it right here. Once you've got that in there, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and click save. All right. Now, if we double click on the DLC list.xml, you will now see that you have Real California Architecture, LA Roads, Forest of San Andreas, and City Lights installed. There we go. What this does right here is this tells the game to load it, okay? So if that line, you can install that mod all day, but if the line is not put in there, it will not load the mod, okay? So let's go ahead and close out of this. Let's go back up to our file in our OpenIV and click Close All Archives. And we can now close out of our OpenIV, go back to our main directory, and then go back to our main game directory, and you want to refresh, close out, and open up your recycle bin and clean it out. It's very important to do so. Just go ahead and clean it out. All right. And I'm going to take you guys to the game and show you how these mods look, and it's just absolutely amazing. So I will see you guys this side of Grand Theft Auto 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so once we're loaded into the game, I'm going to spawn a chopper here so we can just kind of fly around and look at this stuff. It's a lot easier to do this in a helicopter. Let's go and go to helicopters, and let's get the Buzzard Attack Chopper because it's like the fastest chopper in the game. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off. I'm going to show you guys the Hollywood sign first. If I can remember exactly where this is. I don't know why, but I've played this game, I don't know how many times, installed these mods, I don't know how many times, but I can never ever find them when I need to find them. I want to say they are up over in this general area. This is where we want to go right here, guys. So this is going to be the area you're going to want to go right here. Like I said, don't hold me to that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really ever remember where these spots are. But I'm pretty sure it's over this way. Yeah, there it is, guys. There's your Hollywood sign right there. There's your Hollywood sign. And I'll show you guys the LA roads. I don't know exactly, to be honest, guys. I will be honest with you. I don't know exactly where the Beverly Hills sign is or how to get to the harbor and all that. But it may be something you'll eventually run across. So you guys can see, once I go to nighttime, all this is going to light up in the lights down here, the interstate. You're going to see the Forest of San Andreas that we pop up over the hill here. There's your Hollywood sign right there, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. All right, and then over here is going to be our Forest of San Andreas. I mean, look how beautiful that looks, guys. Look at how much better, just how much better it looks with those trees in. It just looks so much better. So now comes the cool part. We are going to go, let me get that waypoint on my map. It's going to drive my OCD crazy. We are now going to go to nighttime. All right, let me turn this off, and let's go to nighttime. All right, and as you can see, that's going to be your city lights right there. This is your city lights. All through here, everywhere you see street lights now is going to be part of the city lights mod, okay? And then down this way is going to be our LA roads and our Real California Architecture. I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and have a good look at these lights as we fly down through here. This is your city lights right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. I mean, look at how amazing that looks. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, don't hit that. Don't hit that. But there's your city lights right there. Now, we're going to go back to a little bit of daytime. And I believe the mod itself, City Lights, adds more lights to the city, as you can see. It is beautiful over there. It looks so beautiful. So let's go back to this way. And I'm now going to light it back up for you guys. We're gonna go back to daytime here. Alright. And we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to take you down and show you the LA roads and real California architecture, okay? So if we start dropping down here a little bit, alright? And you guys always notice this part right here, like everybody knows what this part here looks like, right? But if you fly on up, or drive on up, or whatever you're doing, okay, and you start coming to this part right here, you're going to notice the roads are going to start looking a bit different as you get in this area. Now this right here is your LA roads and real California architecture. The real California architecture has more to do with the Hollywood sign and your in-town signs, okay? This is more LA roads right here. But it's still a combination of the real California architecture as well as your forest of San Andreas right there. And as you guys can see those city lights down there, it just changes this whole interstate right here. In particular, this spot, I love it. Just changes it completely. So it looks a lot better like this, in my opinion. I think these are absolute just must-have mods. Now, if we fly back this way, and let me spawn downtown here. Let me just spawn downtown, like over around maybe in this area. All right, and then if you'll look at the roads here, this is also part of your LA roads and real California architecture. You're going to notice that your roads are going to look different. The arrows, the signs, everything is going to look completely different. Man, y'all get moving. Get out of here. Everybody get moving. Go. Alright, but yeah, as you can see, guys, all the roads look different. Your city lights look different. The interstates on Sonora Freeway look totally different. I was trying to remember where that Beverly Hills sign is, guys, but I'm sorry, but I just cannot remember where it is. I want to say it's over this way towards Rockford Hills. I think that's exactly where it is, to be honest about it. It's over towards Rockford Hills. I want to say it's over in this general area. If I can possibly find it here. I want to say it's like right down here. I think it's right down here, guys. I think this is your Beverly Hills sign right over here. Yep, right there it is. So as you guys can see, there's your Beverly Hills sign right there. There it is. That's one of the changes it makes. Now, if you go down to the fishing harbor, right, it also changes that as well. But there is your Beverly Hills sign. Pretty cool stuff, right, guys? Pretty cool mods they have for these games. But I'm going to be doing a whole series on these GT 5 modding tutorials, as it's been about almost 2 years since I have done modding tutorials for GT 5 in general. So, and another thing, guys, we're going to be doing another playthrough of the GT 5 story mode with mods, except this time we'll be playing it through Epic Games instead of the Steam version. What's the difference between this time and last time? Last time, I didn't have the graphic mods nor the amount of mods that I do this time, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting and a lot better, and we have a bigger audience this time, and I just think it's going to be a lot of fun to play through GT 5 live, and we'll be starting that tonight. So with that being said, guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you know exactly when I post new content and when we go live. Look at those reflections, guys. As we do live stream 4 days a week here on the Criminal Justice channel, and we live stream 1 day a week over on CJ Farms. With that being said, until next time, guys and girls, stay safe, stay awesome, and be humble. I will see you all in the next video. I've got to get a parachute so I can drop down if I've got one. Do I have one? Okay, I actually had one, and I ruined it. I actually just ruined it. I cannot believe I did that. Peace out, guys.